Welcome back to Chicago Independent Television. Two disgruntled Chicago activists resort to extreme methods to demonstrate their dissatisfaction with the Democratic Party at their national convention in Boston.
Summer of 2004, the Democratic National Convention met at Boston's Fleet Center to announce the candidacy of John Kerry. In response to the Democratic National Party's push toward a right-wing agenda, a paltry group of activists descended on the city. Amongst the disillusioned swarm were Joey and Tony Feakle of the militant group Friends, Enemies, Children, and Lovers, or FEAKLE for short. Disappointed by the numbers and ready for action, the two unlucky Trotskyites defecated their pants. Unable to perform their usual propagandistic duties spreading archaic leftist rhetoric to the workers of the world, Joey and Tony Feakle were banished by their chairman. Hurt, they masked up and joined the anarchist cabal, where they were instructed that mass mobilizations were not going to be effective. Inspired by a call for decentralized direct action, the two brothers put their heads together and started thinking.
Well, Tom, it was hard to start thinking outside of the party lines, but once we did, and we started thinking for ourselves, we just started coming up with all these really wild ideas.
Like what?
Pooping in jars and throwing them inside banks, and just using our naturally bad-smelling bodies to cultivate the revolution.
Yeah, but we thought they might think we were terrorists.
Any other bright ideas?
Throwing lake smelt into police vehicles.
But we were afraid of the vegan backlash.
Remember we wanted to pee on an ATM machine?
It just might be too shocking.
At any rate, we decided that poop makes the most sense.
We wanted to start from a personal place, Tom. A place that began with our own experience.
Truthfully, the personal is political.
Our bodies could be mobilized against state power.
Ha! Foucault's notion of biopower.
And so we pooped ourselves.
And took our message to the street.
This action trivializes the importance of the upcoming election. It's immature, artistically unsuccessful, and politically retrograde. Perhaps they should have asked themselves, what communities are they serving? What issues are they addressing? And what is the immediate impact of their egotistical actions? Grow up.
Was that real poop?
Power to the people, man. Power to the people.
I understood everything, but what's up with the flippers?
I don't know. I kind of liked it.
So, where do you go from here?
What do you think? A movement of movements.
bowel movements.
What's going on in Andy's room? He's been in there all day.
He's making some decisions about the apartment.
What are you talking about?
Well, for one, I think he wants to paint it green. He told me that we're either for him or against him.
We should all decide, don't you
So
think?
you're against him?
No!
He said he's gonna come out and answer some questions anyways a little later, so.
Here he is.
I just want you guys to know that we're painting the apartment green.
Question, could we just leave it? Could we leave it the way it is?
Okay, thank you very much.
What about the plumbing? Plumbing's still bad?
Are we gonna get a screen door or just that net?
Welcome back to Chicago Independent Television. The Bush-Kerry debates gave voters a limited view of the election. Left out were any voices outside of the Republican or Democratic parties, as well as the protests that occurred outside in the streets. Chicago Indie Media's A.L. Loy reports on some of the things you may have missed.
On October 8th in St. Louis, Missouri, President Bush and Senator John Kerry met in a town hall-style debate. This town hall was closed. Only Kerry and Bush were allowed into the staged event, with staged questions and a select audience. But outside, hundreds of people held their own open debate, even if they weren't able to get into Washington University. Following a day of workshops covering social justice issues and possible next steps after the election, marchers took to the streets. The crowd came for different reasons, and with a wide range of political ideas. But they share the idea that democracy works best under an open system. Also in the crowd were two other presidential candidates, David Cobb of the Green Party and Michael Menarek of the Libertarian Party. Both were excluded from the debates because they didn't meet the qualifications set up by the Commission on Presidential Debates, an outfit run by the Democratic and Republican parties. Some folks, like Fifth Estate Sunfrog, came with a larger purpose.
So they came to debate their failures. I came to articulate my desires.
The march moved along the outskirts of Washington University, which had been locked down since 9 a.m. that morning. The march ended at the public viewing area, at a barricade protected by rows of riot police, overlooked by a throng of 75 Bush supporters. After a few tense moments and rounds of chanting back and forth, marchers went to a nearby park to relax, listen to speakers, and some music.
Open the debates. I need to know where you are, Mark.
Normally things might end there, but Cobb and Menarek had a little something in mind.
Ladies and gentlemen of the media, my name is David Cobb. I'm the Green Party's nominee for President of the United States.
My name is Michael Bednarik. I'm the nominee for President of the United States for 2004.
On the Libertarian Party.
On the Libertarian Party.
We are both the duly nominated candidates of our respective parties. We have a right to participate in these debates. More importantly, the American people have a right to hear our voices. The current Commission on Presidential Debates are not debates. These are corporate managed scripted infomercials designed to ensure that alternative voices are not heard and that issues that our respective parties represent will never be heard. I am going to attempt to cross the barricade and attempt to exercise my First Amendment free speech right and also to ensure that the American people can hear from us. Thank you.
I think it's very sad that most of what our government does these days is unconstitutional. The Patriot Act is the most unconstitutional piece of paper ever to leave Congress since the Alien and Sedition Act. We have free speech zones in the United States. I think that's unconscionable. Anywhere I happen to be standing is a free speech zone. Freedom does not exist in the United States under the Democrats and Republicans, and we're probably going to demonstrate that here in a few minutes.
Aren't you playing into that by orchestrating this surrender?
Absolutely not. We are challenging a system. They are heavily armed. We are armed with principles and values. What would you have us do? Michael?
I'll answer.
Open the debate! Open the debate! Open the debate! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back!
Calvin Menard spent a few hours in jail and got released with trespassing citations and failure to obey a police order. In all, 8 other people were also arrested, all for being on Washington University grounds without proper identification. Menard put it best: wherever you're standing is a free speech zone. The folks outside prove that. So even if Kerry and Bush need an armed guard to protect their free speech zone, we have our own, and ours looks a lot more fun.
The Patriot Act. I'm a real clever guy, yeah, my strategy is strong. I never take a side, how can I go wrong? Vote for me, John Kerry, see the softer side of tyranny. Vote for me.
You're watching Chicago Independent Television.
No entry. Hey, why is my room cordoned off?
Oh yeah, Andy is occupying your room.
Occupying my room? Why?
You have too many things plugged into one socket, maybe a space heater. He said it was a fire hazard, like an imminent threat to his room.
Andy, I don't have a space heater.
Look, I don't think he's going to say he had a space heater unless he had credible evidence.
I don't have a space heater.
What other reason does he have to occupy your room?
He's always wanted my bathroom.
That is deeply cynical.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, he's my roommate. I should trust him.
You've been watching Chicago Independent Television, a project of the Chicago Independent Media Center Video Collective. The Independent Media Center is a growing worldwide network of media producers, journalists, citizens, and activists working to put the media in the hands of everyday people and away from corporate and commercial interests. To learn more, visit our website at chicago.indiemedia.org. There you can find out about upcoming Chicago area events and how to get involved in making your own media, including how to help make this very TV show. Thanks for watching. See you next time.